latest and greatest. We didn't blow the dust off of old components just to be able to hit a price point. It starts off with Intel's newest and 11th generation quad-core processor. It's called the i3. We then did something that we've never done with the today's special value, and that is added in the largest solid-state drive that we've ever had. That's 512 gigabytes. So that's over a half a terabyte of solid-state storage. Instead of using a traditional hard drive, which is a spinning disk, it's actually a mechanical apparatus. Well, when anything moves like that, it creates heat and friction, which has been the enemy of a computer. It's also something that could potentially break. A solid state has no moving parts whatsoever. So it's remarkably quiet. And here's the best part. It can be up to 15 times faster than a traditional hard drive. We then give you 8 gigabytes of DDR4 random access memory, which is what allows you to multitask, which is what we're all doing. You get a high definition screen, you get a high definition webcam. Another thing that is brand new, and we've never put it on a today's special value computer, is it now has from HP a fingerprint reader. So you don't have to worry about all those passwords. And you've got more security than ever before. The keyboard is a backlit keyboard, which we don't always get a chance to do. The stereo on this is wonderfully set up. That sound bar is huge. And even though it's a 17-inch, which is the most preferred size for computers, it's lightweight. In fact, it comes in at a weight that is remarkable. It's under 5 pounds. So you're going to be on the go with this, whether you be a student, whether you're a person who is working from home. I've had to spend more time on computers for the last year and a half of this pandemic than I ever was on my computer before. Because it used to be I would go from my dressing room to a conference room and we would sit and talk. We can't do that right now. So every single meeting that I have had with people for the last year and a half has been done on Teams or Zoom or Skype. And you know it. You're in the same boat as I am. So if you're frustrated with your old computer, today is the day to get a new one. Now, I wish I had more colors, but they just were not available. But we still have a good color story here. I've got silver, rose gold, and gold. In the gold, we have, in any of the colors, we have 2 different options for you. One of them, and that's a $749.98 price tag, that's without Microsoft 365, Office 365. If you want the Microsoft, it's an upgrade. That's the $799.98, but that's only a $50 upgrade in the marketplace. It costs you $60. Now, in this gold, if you want it with the Microsoft Office, I can make 200 people happy, and that's it. Because then they're gone. There is no reorder on this. Our friends at HP made it very, very clear that we were lucky to get what we got. Now, let me show you the color story, because at midnight, HP allowed us to do the worldwide launch on what they call underwater teal. Look how pretty this is. That's a gorgeous computer. But already, the underwater teal with the Microsoft Office has sold out. It's gone. I do have a few hundred that are available without the Microsoft Office. But even those are advanced orders. The world had never seen this color of computer or this design until last night at midnight. We're making it available, but this color will ship out on October 4th, the week of October 4th. If you want the silver, it's ready now. If you want the rose gold, we can ship it as soon as tomorrow or Tuesday with a holiday. If you want the gold, same thing, we can ship it right away. Let me give you a price breakdown, because for us to be able to do this right at the perfect time for back to school or back to work, and to save this type of money with all these features, all these benefits, is remarkable. The 17-inch by itself would normally be $1,220. We're at $749.98. Those are 5 easy pay payments of $150. If you want it with the Microsoft Office 365, that raises it a little bit, but not by that much. It's a $10 more a month payment, or $799.98. The best way to do this, though, is use your Q card. And so many people did that at midnight and early this morning when I was working with Pat. Because with your Q card, we have a 12-month interest-free financing program. No interest at all for that year. That's going to drop those payments by more than 50%. Now, here's the rundown of what you're going to get. You're getting not just the computer with 8 gigs of RAM, 512 gigabytes solid state drive, the high definition screen. You're also getting HP Smart Friend for a full year. That means your private IT or tech service for a full year, where you pick up the phone and you talk to someone 24 hours a day. The Bigger Brains online training is there. The Hot Shot Shield Premium, that's like your own bubble of security. You also get Britannica Premier for a year. That's like having the entire set of encyclopedias for your school-age child. Caribou is available. I'll explain that to you in a minute. PDF Extra is a way of storing files. Hallmark Card Studio, you get to make birthday cards, holiday cards, things like that. And Pandora Premium is 3 months of great music. That software and services alone are $680. Our price on the computer is $749.98. That's not bad. And there are things in this today's special value that we've never been able to layer upon one another. Things like that fingerprint reader. That's a neat little feature. You'll find it often. There is one other thing I failed to mention. This is touchscreen. So you're getting the latest and greatest. Once you've had touchscreen, you will never go back to a computer that doesn't have it. Alex Abrahantes is our computer expert. He's also a dear friend. The world, I'll tell you what, this world of high tech, buddy, I sure wish I would have thought to invest in Zoom back in February of last year when the pandemic hit, because I had never even heard of Zoom. And now I talk to more people using it or using Skype like what you're doing right now than I do face-to-face. It's good to see you again. Welcome back.
It's great to see you. Thanks so much, Dan. And you're right. And who would have thought that we'd still be in the situation that we're in, where the demand is through the roof? Why? Because we are so dependent on our technology to keep in touch with family and friends, to be productive, to get work done. How many people now are running a small business from their home because it's just so much easier? Technology enhances our lives. And Dan, this computer has so many great features, probably some that a lot of folks out there have never heard of, that I'm just so excited to be able to present, show you, and simplify it, because it really is something that can really make your life so much better when you purchase a new computer and when you invest in a computer that you know is going to last you for many years.
Yeah, and the goal in this hour is to alleviate all of that computer frustration. People get frustrated with their older computers because they're very slow. They will be blown away at the speed of this computer. People tend to hold on to computers longer than they should because they're concerned about, well, I've got all these photos and I've stored documents. How do I get this stuff off the old computer to move it? We've got software to help you do that. It's called PC Mover. We offer antivirus software here at QVC as well. We've sold, Alex, this is an amazing number. We've sold 2.6 million HP computers here at QVC. That number, by the way, is one of the reasons why HP allowed us to do the world launch on that underwater teal last night. So we can give you more. HP is the #1 brand of computers worldwide. So you know you've got a reputable brand name here. And nowadays, the computer really has become a necessity. You can't get by without it, can you?
No, you can't, because if you want to be productive, you need a computer. If you want to enjoy your content, right? We're streaming more YouTube, more Hulu, more Netflix than ever. And with this type of computer, you can stream 4K content because you've got that power and performance with that Intel Core i3 processor, which is the latest 11th generation. And as a matter of fact, I think we have a video that kind of highlights all of the power that's inside of the computer and some of the features. And then I would love to dive in a little bit deeper and talk about each one so that you know what comes with this computer and why it's so fantastic. So this is all about the processor here. So that 11th generation Core i3 processor really is a quantum leap in power and performance based upon just a Intel processor that's even a year old. So that tells you a lot. But let's dive into some of the other features. We have a video, and it starts with that 17-inch display. Look at this. It is just so beautiful and stunning. And by the way, this has a narrow bezel. I love to say it's like looking into a window. When you see your videos, it's so vibrant. It's so rich. It's like you're there. You also have the touchscreen, which is something that we absolutely have perfected at HP. You've got that Intel Core i3 processor, which is great for gaming, great for editing. You've got the 512 gigabyte solid state drive. We'll talk about why that matters and how that makes the computer quicker. A backlit keyboard is one of our most requested features. We've added fingerprint reader for additional security. You need faster internet? How about Wi-Fi 6, which is the latest hardware, and it comes included in this computer. And if you have any questions whatsoever, maybe this is your first computer ever, or maybe this is a computer that you're giving as a gift, you've got HP Smart Friends for an entire year, which means that you can pick up the phone and speak to a technician who's been trained by HP, or even chat with them online, and have all of those questions that you see on the screen answered, or any type of concern, such as installing your printer, maybe your email, how to set the computer up, questions about, do you have a virus? They can actually diagnose everything for you. So there's really no question too big or too small. And I know you recently used Smart Friends recently, right, Dan?
Yeah, we had a massive storm last Wednesday here on the East Coast because of Hurricane Ida. And we had lost power for a while, had some flooding. It was a pain. So I work from home as much as I'm here in the studio. So when the power came back on, my router, which sits right to the left of my desk, I saw that the router was on, and I saw it had the flashing lights, but I couldn't get onto the internet. And so I did a diagnostic, and it said that it wasn't recognizing a valid IP address, which, by the way, I have no idea what that means. None. So I called HP because my desktop is a touchscreen from HP, and I pay that service every year because my desktop is a few years old. So I called, talked to a gentleman, I believe his name was Matt. I can't remember for sure. It was either Matt or Michael. And I was on the phone for 20 minutes with this guy trying to figure out what the heck was wrong. He had me unplug the modem. We went through all of that. And what it turned out to be is I happened to get my internet and my phone and TV from Verizon. Well, the box for Verizon is in my basement. And he said, check to see if the breaker that powers that box might have been flipped in the storm. And I went, wow, I would never have thought about that. So I laid the phone down. I went down to the basement, checked the breakers. Sure enough, I had two breakers that were flipped. He sat while I was doing all this, came back up into my office, and he goes, okay, try it now. And I have my internet back. And I'm telling you, I was so frustrated that I didn't feel smart enough to figure out how to do it on my own. This guy walked me through the whole process. That's a little bit of what I was talking about, Alex, when we're not just going to present a today's special value computer. We're going to present you with equipment, software, and services that alleviate frustration, because computers should make our lives more fulfilled, more enriched. You know, I use my computer and Skype to talk to my daughter and granddaughters. I can't see them every day. They live 600 miles away. I use my computer every day for work to pull up information on product search and product backgrounds. I use my computer as a writer and as an author. We can't get by without it anymore. And I actually are now streaming video, which I never thought I would do, more often than I'm watching a television. I don't have time to sit on a couch and just watch TV. So I have two screens. One of them I'll usually have up on Netflix, and the other one I'll be doing my projects. And I got to tell you, I enjoy it. I really do. The computer has become our connection to everything. And if you're not satisfied with how fast your computer is, let this 512 gigabyte solid state drive show you how fast computers can be.